Alright, and we are back. Here to see Vampires Crusades 2.
Evil Never Dies.
Evil Never Dies. With Damien, and who is terrified of horror movies, apparently.
Yeah.
Alright, so into it. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Okay.
Romulus, it's good to finally meet you.
General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you. I like how the screen went red. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires, or blood, or vampiric blood.
What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap.
I was writing a novel in my head about black magic, and I got into an extremely scary section.
Blood magic. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke. Point out plot holes. Ask what's happening.
I like either tell a joke or ask what's happening. Although I always point out plot holes in the movie. God damn it, dog. So loud. That cat toy is so loud.
I feel like plot holes.
Plot holes is what I do.
Well, I feel like plot holes might make him feel better about it.
But asking what's happening might make him better come to terms with what's happening. But I don't know. Let's point out plot holes. That sounds good.
Did you notice how that guard fired 7 bullets, but his gun only holds 6 bullets?
Yes, that's absolutely unforgivable from a filmmaking standpoint.
It's almost unwatchable. It's funny how it's so much easier to point out tiny mistakes in the work of others than it is to actually go create your own thing, huh?
That sounds very pointed.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look. That's an
Anachronism?
anachronism? I have no idea.
Anachronism?
The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Badblood and the General's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the General's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen, but then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmilla, who watched the two from afar. Oh no! Twist ending. Our bloodlines have been pure for thousands of years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3 Evil Must Die Again.
I like that the next movie title is just end part of the stuff.
More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again, and the bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated.
What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as a pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore.
Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be.
Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll.
Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me still. I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it?
As lovely as the company, yes. Damn, this fucker's smooth.
Yep, he sure is. He thinks I'm lovely? Oh, what was that one? Oh, it was Matt. He's like, Matt thinks I'm cool! Damn. Okay, here comes the smooth response. Thanks, cool. Okay.
They?
I'm saying the thanks. No problem.
My voice had changed slightly.
Oh, Hugo, what are you doing here?
No problem. Crushed it.
Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I'm sure I'm one smooth operator. You getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat.
Worry not, friend. I've a plan.
Why did everything shake again? We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery. What?
That's why. It's shocking.
Are we going in there?
He did say he likes strong strolls in cemeteries.
A little bit of
Sorry. My voice. It keeps
Damn you.
A little bit of Victorian flavor, Dulippenrig. Trust me.
I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead and we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking... Oh.
Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say?
With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket.
What the fuck? How did he have a picnic basket
He's
this whole time?
obviously also a magician.
Okay. The cape is actually because he's a magician.
Yeah, really. Wait, where were you hiding that?
In my anus. Under my cloak?
Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses.
That's a lot of things to be hiding in a cloak. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials. They became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures.
That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
What?
I wasn't.
He sighs deeply.
Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I've never been good at those. I just feel as if, because of how I look at and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times.
Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie.
It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and be comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second.
We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. But he's not alone.
Clearly no, all the generations that came before him are there.
Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that?
I'm not sure.
It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us. Its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature is getting closer, moving faster.
Woof!
Oh.
It's a dog.
Oh.
It's tiny.
As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs his hands. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily.
What a beautiful dog. Hey.
We both look up, not expecting to see.
Oh, God,
God,
damn it.
it's Robert.
Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids?
What?
What?
I didn't know you had a dog.
This isn't my dog. I found her wandering the streets, and I put a leash on her. And now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids.
Damien and I share a look.
May I give her a treat?
Does he also just have treats?
Sure. I wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry.
Damien reaches into the depths of his cloth and produces a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur.
Thanks. My absolute pleasure.
Damien shakes the dog's paw.
Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again.
Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs.
Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorians, women of high fashion, would be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too.
Yeah, man. Dogs are cool.
I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home?
Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it, as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin to walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. I think we're about done. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep.
Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight.
Damien, it was my pleasure.
Dulippenrig, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Please pull it out of your cloak.
Yeah, does he have just a bouquet in there
I
now?
hope it's a bouquet. Oh, okay. Aw.
Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. Wow. Thank you, Damien. I will use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. I can't wait to sneeze on this. I'm going to wave this at a passing ship.
Passing ships.
Do you want to do passing ships? Because I feel like the other two aren't great either.
I like the passing ships. I approve.
Damien shuffles his feet.
I just wanted to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. So, thank you.
Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand.
I must take my leave. Good night.
Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh? I unlock the door and step inside.
Hey.
Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant.
Oh.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
Were you watching me from the window?
No, I was just,
Huh?
Okay, yes. How was the movie?
Lots of vampire titties.
Told you.
But as it turns out, Damien is scared. Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Dulippenrig. Do you know that Graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that.
Wow, that's pretty punk.
Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though.
So tiny. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf?
How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow.
I don't trust you.
Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya?
I'll try not to howl at the moon at night, past midnight. Laserdisc is clearly superior digital. Oh.
Alright. Real Dad? You did pretty good in Victorian.
We did really good
I'm
horror.
sensing
Yeah,
a
we did.
romance between us. A chemical romance.
Alright, well,
I know you didn't hear that.
That's a band?
you're right, because you're wearing the only set of headphones.
They like say things at the end of each date. So he said, I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. Wait, is that a band?
That's fantastic, actually.
Got that.
Alright, well, we've completed the date with Damien, and we'll pick back up on it on the next one. We're a little bit over time. But, you know, art takes time.
Yeah, Amanda. Art takes time. Okay, bye.
Bye.